The gentleman from Prince William, Mr. Marshall.
Addressing the amendment, Mr. Speaker?
I beg your pardon?
Addressing the amendment?
The gentleman has the floor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I'm in a peculiar circumstance here, but I want to call to the body's attention something. When this language says, including a life-endangering physical condition or illness, it doesn't say a 100% certainty of a life-threatening illness, or a 50% certainty, or a 10% certainty, or a 1/100th of 1% certainty of increasing the likelihood of losing your life. It doesn't say any of that. In light of the Doe decision, it is completely at the doctor's discretion. This is wide open. So the gentleman from Arlington should be satisfied that while the language may not be what he wants, the meaning clearly is. Why do I know that? Mr. Speaker, again, I've been watching this for 42 years. Harriet Pill Pell, the attorney for Planned Parenthood and the ACLU, a very smart woman, and Dr. Alan Guttmacher, the past president of Planned Parenthood, discussed the so-called life of the mother exception. She said, what does it mean? I'll shorten the discussion. She said, we can't tell any meaning of it. Unless there's no exception, they didn't know how to apply it. Now, I'll call your attention to something else here. Virginia's in court right now claiming that this act is unconstitutional. I believe it's 21 additional states, and we were sustained in the federal district court. 21 states are in federal court in Florida saying this act is unconstitutional, and a federal judge, yes, the whole act is unconstitutional. Why are we doing this? Because this act, which was passed in Congress, Patient Protection Act, wants states to set up health care exchanges. Can anybody point to any statute, any bill that was put in before this year that set up health care exchanges in Virginia? No, you can't, because it wasn't done. We are doing this in response to a law, on the one hand, that we claim is unconstitutional, and we're expending public money, although we may not know how much, by the Attorney General, to fight against this. An additional 21 states were declared, yes, this law is unconstitutional. So how serious can we be about what we're saying that this is unconstitutional when we say, well, the fact that we're supporting this doesn't really mean that we think it's constitutional. We're just acting in line with what the bill tells us to do. No one would believe a declaration of anybody standing next to a swimming pool that when I jump in this water, I'm declaring I'm not wet, and by God, I'm not wet. You wouldn't believe it, because it's not true. This is to have it both ways. This is not proper. This amendment, for those of you who can reject it, reject it. I'm voting present because I've got a conscience problem on either side here.